Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. Canelo Alvarez's promoter says they're not even checking for Billy Joe Saunders. He's a runner. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We are working. Now, I had to talk about this real quick. Golden Boy president Eric Gomez, he spoke on the potentials for a Billy Joe Saunders fight, right? And he says he wasn't really happy with Saunders LEMIEUX as a fight, how it played out, rightfully so, because the Eye of the Tiger management / Golden Boy fighter David LEMIEUX got completely outclassed. He even compared it to Canelo and Lara, right? He says, we already knew he was a good fighter, but what surprised us is how much he runs. He does not allow himself to fight, he starts running. It's a very annoying style. Canelo already fought with a similar style with Lara, and he got through it. So having said that, we're going to keep focusing on the tiebreaker with Golovkin. That's what he said to ESPN Deportes. Now, let me just run down this real quick. New media style. I told you there will be justice. Death Row East, believe in it. You know what I mean? I'm the Punisher, Frank Castle, and we're going to talk about some real stuff in boxing. Me personally, I'm getting so sick and tired of this whole runner topic, because the person usually being called a runner is the person dominating or beating the other person's ass. Terrence Crawford, after he beat Victor Postal, knocked him down multiple times, he's a runner. Floyd Mayweather beat the brakes off of Robert Guerrero after Ruben Guerrero had that whole episode before the fight. You guys like this guy? Woman beater? Right? And then after, he ran like a chicken, bro. Listen, Canelo, Lara, it's so clear as day to see these are code words. All these runners, and Billy Joe Saunders ran. I thought Billy Joe Saunders, and see, this is the thing. I keep it such a buck on my channel that Billy Joe Saunders, I've definitely made videos where I've been critical or criticized his moves. Like when it looked like he was ducking Golovkin, it didn't look good. And you could go on my channel and find those videos. But as a man, I'm not a promoter. I'm a boxing fan / journalist. And as a man, I got to give him credit for a job well done, right? Not that he just outboxed David LEMIEUX, but he did it in that fashion, and he was playing with him. He was toying with him. He was embarrassing him. He was doing the Muhammad Ali shuffle, shoe shining, looking to the sky, like who you trying to punch? He was really playing with him. And that was very demoralizing. So to hear Golden Boy, oh yeah, what surprise, listen, this is how you know when somebody is trying to give you a backhanded compliment. When they say stuff like, oh, don't get mad when I tell you this, but, or they say something and then they counter it by saying something like, oh, not to take anything away from Billy Joe Saunders' win, but what really surprised me is how much he ran. I mean, come on, we got to stop with this whole runner stuff. Like, I get it. Okay, he didn't fight like a mindless zombie, but why would he? David LEMIEUX is a power puncher. He has cracks. I've been on record saying I think he hits harder than Golovkin. The difference is technique. Golovkin has better technique and knows how to infuse his style on his opponent and get his offense off. You know what I mean? That's the difference. But if there was, like, you know how they have that little arcade machine where you punch and it sees how much pressure per square inch and stuff, David LEMIEUX might hit harder. But none of that matters if you can't land. You know what I mean? So Golovkin definitely has better technique. But it's not up to Billy Joe Saunders to give David LEMIEUX opportunities for him to knock him out cold. That's what he was searching for. He was searching for one big shot. Didn't know how to put it together, was getting broke down mentally. And it's unfair to these fighters that have these 8 to 10 week camps, and then you're trying to brainwash the casuals that, oh, hey, this person ran. That's why. Because, okay, see, this is the thing with me. I'm fair. I'm such a fair critic that I'm willing to put myself in the shoes of others and listen to what they say and apply their logic to the overview of a fight or whatever, right? So, okay, let's say this. Billy Joe Saunders, he was running. Yeah, he was using movement. But I'm going to get inside your shoes. I'm going to step inside your shoes. He was running. Then explain round 7. When he stopped running, when he was flat-footed, more flat-footed, and David Lemieux still couldn't do nothing with him. And David Lemieux, his nose was bleeding, trickling, he was leaking, he had no answer. There was a couple of sequences where he was getting pushed into the ropes, and then he was getting hit with some big shots, and then he started smiling, but you're not winning the fight. Billy Joe Saunders is doing bolo punches and wind-up punches and stuff like that. So even if I look at it from the he's a runner perspective, it still sounds like a cop-out. And the funny thing is with my channel, like I said, I'm not always right, but I just told you guys this immediately after the fight. Billy Joe Saunders told you this out of the fight. He said, I think I scared away Golovkin and Canelo with that performance. Now, we haven't really heard from Golovkin, so I'm going to leave him out of the equation. But, I mean, you could tell, and I'm not even going to say Canelo as a man, but his handlers, they're letting you know, here's what they think about you. They're letting you know right now that that's not a fight. Like, damn, he already took one Golden Boy guy with the name. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to put him in there with Canelo. And this is exactly what I said. If you guys go back and study the tapes, listen to what people say then and now. And I told you, I said, I'm not saying Billy Joe Saunders would absolutely beat Canelo, but I told you he could give him some real life fits if he looks like he did. And then I even said, who has Canelo struggled with? Go look at the tapes, listen to him. I said, who has Canelo struggled with the most, right? Aside from Golovkin, everybody that Canelo had tougher fights with or struggled, from Floyd Mayweather, Lara, even Austin Trout. That was a tricky fight until the open scoring, right? And then Trout started fighting aggressive. See, some of y'all don't know boxing. Y'all don't know why Trout kind of got out of his element. It's because he was in Texas and they had him losing every round, so he needed a knockout to win. And it shouldn't have been him losing every round because it was a very competitive fight up until a point. Anyway, Trout, southpaw, uses his feet. Mayweather, we know what he does. He gives you different looks. Part of that look for Canelo was to use his feet in spots. Fight in the pocket, but also use some movement, defense, and befuddle you. Same thing with Lara. He used a lot of movement. You know what I'm saying? So Billy Joe Saunders looking like that, slippery and stuff. I told you guys. And now this is like somebody confessing to a murder without saying I actually did it. They're saying something like, I told him to leave me alone and he wouldn't listen. So you didn't say, hey, I committed the murder, I pulled the trick, but we know, okay, what do you mean you told him to leave you alone and he wouldn't listen, so I had to do what I had to do. You know what I mean? So to me, this is Golden Boy basically corroborating what I already told you guys about Canelo. They would rather make the Triple G fight because it's bigger money, which is okay, that's fine. But also stylistically, Triple G is there to be hit, and the man just went 12 rounds. You put Billy Joe Saunders in there, or like a Jamal Charlo or Danny Jacobs, those are brand new, completely different puzzles. So, of course, Canelo, I'm not going to say he has nowhere to turn, because he could always pull a Liam Smith, Amir Khan type of character out of the woodwork, but it would look bad if you don't rematch Golovkin, and then you fight someone lesser than a Danny Jacobs, Billy Joe Saunders, or a Charlo. And like I said, with the way Saunders looked, that to me would give Canelo fits, because Canelo has slow feet. And I'm pretty sure Golden Boy knows that, because every single time when it comes to a person like a Floyd or Edison Lara, Willie Monroe Jr., they always say the same thing. Willie Monroe, right after he beat Gabe Rosado, and I'm not saying it's a huge blockbuster fight, but I mean, it's not really much lesser than Liam Smith, and they know what to keep Canelo away from. You know what I mean? They know what gives Canelo the most fits. That's why, hence, you hear these comments like, oh yeah, I didn't think Billy Joe Saunders would run. So we got to stop this whole running thing. That's, to me, it's bullshit, and it's a cop-out, because it's not up to your opponent to make it easier. It's a strategy. And if you can't fuck with that strategy, and you have no defense or no jab, or you're not slowing them down to the body, then this is your fucking fault. You know what I mean? I use this example before. If it's football and I'm the 49ers and I have a small lead and it's the fourth quarter, right? If it's the fourth quarter with 1 minute left and I'm up and it's first down for me, you know what? People take a knee and burn the clock up, make them use their timeouts. It's strategy. You know what I mean? So that other team shouldn't have got themselves in that type of deficit where they had to waste their timeouts and where they're behind. You know what I mean? Or another example would be sometimes like in a football situation, same scenario, fourth quarter, 1 minute left, then you're going to do a bunch of running plays. You know what I mean? Because you want to burn that clock up. You have a small lead and you want to do some running plays to keep the clock going. Again, this is all strategy. And then if it's like 4th and inches, you're not going to go for it and then turn up, give them good field position when you don't have to. You're going to punt the ball and do what's reasonable, right? So boxing is no different. It's mano y mano. If it's Canelo and Triple G, it's up to him to figure it out. And the last thing I'll say, and the funny thing is, and we could see who's like clearly doing this because they promote a fighter versus someone like me, who I appreciate all these guys. I appreciate different styles. But the funny thing is, you're calling Billy Joe Saunders for toying with David Lemieux and picking him off and stuff. You're calling him a runner. Then what the fuck did Canelo do versus Triple G? Triple G was there all day, bringing the pressure. Not all of it was effective. But at the end of the day, we seen Canelo use more foot movement than we've ever seen him use in any fight, because you weren't fighting someone small. This wasn't Josecito Lopez or Matthew Hatton or somebody. This was Gennady fucking Golovkin. So it's just like, me personally, when Canelo fought Triple G, I'm like, hey, you know what I mean? Make it hard for him. You got that youth, that upper body movement, make it hard for him. So I have no problem with it. But I do have a problem when Golden Boy's now saying Billy Joe Saunders is a runner. Then it just makes you look hypocritical, just like when De La Hoya said boycott Mayweather McGregor, and then months later he's talking about, hey, I'll fight McGregor, I'll come out of retirement. This is the same thing. So like I said, I didn't call Canelo a runner, but at the end of the day, if this is the game we're playing, and when someone uses some foot movement or strategy, then we're gonna call him a runner. Then what did Canelo do versus Golovkin? Golovkin wasn't taking steps back unless he was pushed back. You know what I'm saying? But Canelo was using foot movement, you know what I mean? And like I said, it's dumb. No matter if Golovkin has a lot of power, then he's not going to turn it off to make it an easier night. Hey, I know your chin might not be able to take my power, so let me lessen it. Let me not put so much mustard on my shots. If Canelo has good upper body movement and a better defense, then he's going to use it. If Billy Joe Saunders has good feet and David Lemieux's one-dimensional, then he's going to use those. Point blank, period. We got to stop with this runner bullshit. Let me know your thoughts. Drop in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.